So today we're talking about success requires action, action requires thought.
What up, OB Nation? Brandon Cochran, Alex Raj, co-founders of Optimum Basketball. We're really excited to be sharing with you and talking about today's topic.
Tantu.
As always, our goal is to give you as much value as possible. We're going to be talking about the skills, the tactics, the mindset necessary for you to maximize your potential. And we're going to be going into the practical approaches that you can implement to ensure success on the court. So today we're talking about success and what it takes. It takes action, it also takes thought. But what are you shooting for? What are you aiming for? You've got to define your success, and success is different for every single person, every single player. So if you're in third grade right now, your success might be different than somebody that's 23 on their way to Germany to play professionally. So what I encourage you and challenge you to do right now after watching this video is writing down what success looks like to you as a basketball player. And you really need to know that, and you need to define it. Maybe that's making a certain amount of layups in a row. Maybe that's shooting a certain field goal percentage for this upcoming season. Maybe that's having a certain amount of blocks, or being a great teammate and showing up with a great attitude every single day. What is success with you? And you've really got to start with defining that and getting clear on your definition of success.
Yeah, absolutely. So once you've defined your success, you got to figure out how committed you are to that success. And the way you figure that out is figuring out what you're willing to give up to achieve that success. Okay? So you figured out that you want to play in high school. You figured out maybe you want to be a starter. Maybe you figured out you want to be a professional player. Okay? It's one thing to say it, and it's one thing, to take the steps to get there. So you got to figure out, okay, if I want to play on my high school team, I got to be working on my game every single day. Okay? Right now my day's full. But what's your day full of? Homework, school, family priorities. Those aren't things you're going to be giving up your time for. What else do you got going on? Okay, you gotta eat dinner, not gonna give that up. Okay, then you got free time, maybe you're on social media, maybe you got video game time, maybe you're in front of the TV. Okay, those are all things that now, that's not a priority. Because if you've already determined that you wanna play in college, you wanna play professionally, that's a high level of commitment. So now you gotta give up those lower priority things that aren't really taking you to where you wanna go. And that is gonna determine how committed you are. So if you can commit yourself to getting rid of those stuff that aren't gonna serve you, those things in your life, video games, social media time, all that stuff, maybe just hanging out with friends, you might have to cut that out for a little bit and ensure that you're on the court working on your game, working on the stuff that you need to get better at daily to take those steps to achieve that success. And that's gonna determine your commitment level. And that's day in and day out, your commitment level is gonna step up higher and higher and higher and higher, and you're gonna get better and better and better and better as a player. So define your success and then figure out how committed you are to achieving that.
And then once you've figured out how committed you are and what you're willing to give up, now you got to put in the work daily. So you got to figure out what actions you need to take to be successful.
Right.
So the actions that you're taking, are you watching TV as opposed to getting up jump shots? Right? So our habits, our routines, what we do every day, our behavior is really what's going to determine our success and getting our mind right. So what actions are you taking? Are you doing dribbling drills every single day? If you're a point guard and you can't really dribble too well, something's wrong. If you're a shooting guard and you're not able to shoot too well, then what's wrong here? Yeah, you got to figure out what you can do to improve those things. And that's the beauty of it. You can improve anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
So what actions do you need to take? Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's getting 100 free throws up every single day or 6 days a week, or working on coming off a pick and roll and stop and pop, or attacking the basket for a jump stop and kick out. Maybe you need to be better as a teammate, or maybe you need to work on your passing, so you call up a buddy. That's the first step. The action you take is calling up your teammate. Hey, we're gonna meet at this park. I need to work on my push passes or my post entry passes. Let's work together and let's get better. So taking those actions, so you've defined your success, you're committed to it, now your behavior is really showing your commitment.
Yeah, absolutely. And taking the actions is going to take you into the type of player that you want to be. And in order to take those actions, you got to be thinking the right thoughts, right? So little mantras in your head. Maybe I'm unguardable. You know, I'm the best player in this gym, in this county, in this state, whatever it is, whatever your goal is, your idea of success for yourself. You got to be telling yourself day in and day out that you are that player already, and then you will go set out and get it. Because if you're telling yourself that that's who you are and that's what you're going to be, then every day that you're not that you're not achieving that success, it's going to drive you mad until you actually are that good or are that player, whatever it is, and you're going to achieve it. So it's daily optimistic thinking that's going to propel you towards success. And for example, if you're constantly thinking, I'm the best shooter, okay, even if you're not the best shooter yet, you're going to be taking those shots, getting those reps up, you know, taking your looks, shooting your shot in the game, in practice, in open gym, and open runs, until you become the best shooter. On the contrary, if you're saying, I'm not a very good shooter, you know, I'm just not there yet, guess what? You're going to be hesitant to take those shots in the game. You're not going to take them in practice. You're not going to be taking them in open gyms. You know, you're not going to be putting in the work because you've already accepted that you're not a very good shooter. So that's your reality, and that's where you're going to stay. So that's not going to get you very far. So it's optimistic thinking. No matter what anybody says to you, no matter what, you know, your coach thinks of you, or your teammates, or your friends, or your brother, or whoever, naysayers out there, it's you that controls your reality, your thoughts, and your success. And so think optimistically, and you'll get the results that you are really looking for and become successful in sport.
So one way to really improve optimistic thinking is the music that you listen to, right? When you're listening to music that's empowering, that has a positive message, that has a good beat, has a good, you know, melody, whatever, it gets you in a good state and has you feeling good, kind of bob your head too, you know, a little something like this, then you're going to be attacking your workouts. You're going to be going to school with a smile, right? Because you're in a good state. So that is going to improve the thoughts that you're thinking. If you're listening to music that has a negative message, that isn't really saying anything positive, and doesn't really have a good beat, then, you know, it's not going to stick with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of it out there.
There's a lot of it out there. But if you're listening to music that, you know, that type of music that gets stuck in your head and you just sing it over and over and over again, and you're like, why the heck is this song stuck in my head? Yeah, right. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. We want to make sure that that music that's stuck in your head isn't just a stupid song that's not helping you at all, but it's stuck in your head for a good reason, like thinking, I am unguardable. Yeah. I wish there was a song, maybe we'll make one, that I am unguardable. So if you're thinking that over and over again on your way to practice and you're singing that in your head, guess what? You're going to be playing that way. There are a couple songs. One of my favorites, Moment of Clarity by Jay-Z, Ham by Jay-Z and Kanye,
Autograph by J. Cole.
Autograph by J. Cole. So finding this music that inspires you, that has kind of a swag, has an edge to it, that you're listening to on repeat, that gets you fired up when you're going to the gym, you're going to practice, you're going to a game, and you're in that positive state, so that success requires action, right? And the right actions requires the right thoughts. So if this music is, you know, getting you to that place and that state of being where you're thinking the right thoughts, then you're going to be that much better off and that much better of a player, and you're going to get the results that you want. So leveraging music in a positive way.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of Latin music out there too. A lot of bad music, a lot of good music. So just gotta find what we're talking about and what connects with you. So it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. And where you finish is determined by the thoughts that you hold on to.
And the thoughts that you hold on to become your mentality. And we want you to be a mentally tough player, and we want you to have the mentality of a lion. The lion is the king of the jungle, right? Is the lion the biggest? No. Is the lion the smartest? No. Is the lion the fastest? No. However, the lion is still the king of the jungle. Why? Because of the lion's mentality. A lion is a lot smaller than an elephant, right? But why does a lion attack an elephant and know that it can dominate it and that it can, essentially have it for lunch. Well, the difference is the lion thinks that's lunch. So the lion looks at an elephant and goes, that's my lunch, that's what I'm eating, that's my goal, that's what I'm attacking. Where an elephant thinks I'm lunch. So an elephant looks at a lion and goes, oh no, it's here, he's here, she's here, I'm lunch, right? I'm done. So on the basketball court, what are you? What's your mentality? How are you successful? Do you walk onto the court and think, oh no, here we go, I'm done, it's over, those guys, those girls, they look so good.
Barbecue chicken.
I'm barbecue chicken, I'm done, That's one option. Or you're the lion and you attack and you look over there and you're like, I don't care how big they are. An elephant outweighs a lion, what, by 100 times? Like if the elephant could just step on the lion, it'd be done.
Right.
So having that mindset, success requires action, action requires thought. So the action that a lion takes, it starts with, that's lunch, and then it takes action to ensure that that's lunch. And that's what we want to encourage you to think about and make sure that your thoughts align with the actions that you want to take and you're successful however you define success. Train hard,
Train smart.
play the optimum way.
Tantu, teaching you the language.